So here we are guys, back for another Son of Gloin video, and today we've got an army showcase for you. We have got Gandalf the White in the Three Hunters that were very kindly painted up by Mr. Kev Spectre for me, and we've got the whole gang just here. And we're going to cut away now and we'll come and look at each model individually. So we're going to start with the White Wizard, and here he is. We've got the Minas Tirith sculpt here, I believe, in metal. Managed to pick him up in metal, which was pretty good. The main reason I got Kev to do this one for me is because I'm petrified of painting white. I've tried it before and it came out an absolute mess. It looked cream. Then it just looked brown, and I couldn't really get the white to work without just painting white. But as you can see here, Kev has done a magnificent job. I just want to try and zoom in on Gandalf's face here, because look at that. Look at that detail. This is why I go back to Kev time and time again, because what he does is just absolutely amazing. And there's no way I'd ever get it to this sort of standard. And the bases as well, even just these flowers and things. I've tried to find some similar, but they're much shorter. I swear Kev must do these himself. But there he is, mounted. See, even the teeth on the horse. If it focuses in. There we are, look at that. Individual fingers. Detail of the scabbard hidden away in there. It's just so good. And here we go again, Gandalf the White on foot. Another gorgeous model. I love the way that he's just holding his sword in this one. Ready to draw, ready to go. But again, that paint job. It's the face, it's the faces. Just like, look at the detail in there. From the base all the way to the top. It's just fantastic. Here we go, let's give him a spin. You know, just to get the different, the changing in white for me is just so good. There you go again, a little bit of scabbard hidden away in there. Wouldn't have picked that out myself. And he just looks fantastic. Did have a little bit of problems getting this back from Aragorn. Fortunately, you might be able to see it in there. His hand fell off, his staff fell off, and I've had to try and glue it back in. And you can see a tiny bit of seam in there, but it's not noticeable at game distance. But I was gutted when that came off and I was getting him out of my case. But unless I point it out, you can't really tell. But now we'll move on to the next model in the group. And here he is, Aragorn, son of Arathorn, future king of Gondor. From the Warg Attack set, which I managed to pick up quite a long time ago now. But it being that rare, again, a little bit scared of not doing a great job on him. So I asked Kev to give it a go as part of this little lot that I got done together. And if we zoom in again, it's all about the detail with Kev. Even just like the saddle. You know, that's completely different to how I would have thought most people would have done it. It's definitely different to how I would have done it. And like the gauntlets that Aragorn got from Boromir in the first part of the trilogy. And the detail is just fantastic. Again, look, a little bit of scabbard down there. Wouldn't have picked that out. I would have thought that was a bit flash. Probably would have cut it off. But you know, horses as well I find really hard to paint. And Kev's just class. You know, again, the teeth in this one, the eyes. And again, just another fantastic model that he's managed to pull off for me. And again, the bases really set the model off. There we are. We'll come back to Aragorn on foot in just a moment. Here we go, Aragorn on foot from the Three Hunters set. You know, I wanted an Aragorn that's a little bit different. I've got most of the Aragorn poses, but this is the one I really wanted Kev to get his teeth stuck into. Lots of detail again in this model, from like the toggles on his shirt, the gloves, the face hidden away under that cloak, if I can get it zoomed on in there and focused. There we go. All looking very, very cool. See if I can move down the model here. You know, you've got his sword in there, looking very good, just poking out from underneath that long cloak, that classic green cloak. And then this model's got a little bit more with it because he's got all his stuff on his back, which Kev's done in lots of different browns, and he's got some silver buckles on there. Not sure, but we've got some arrows there poking out the top of the quiver. And again, it's just another, let's get back in that, awesome model. And again, another great base. You know, set off with these little flowers, bit of tufts of grass, you know, just coming up over that precipice, ready to fire on some unexpected Uruk-hai. Now we're going to move on to the Prince of Mirkwood. And here we go, here's Legolas Greenleaf in all his glory as well. This sculpt of model is just class. I think quite a few people have spoken about it, and it probably is one of the best that Games Workshop have done to date. You know, exciting times with more models coming out, so that could all change. But, you know, coupled up with Kev's paint job and all the detail in this one, you know, it is just a fantastic model to own. There you go. Detail in that face again. Definition between the fingers, the brooch. You know, that throw over the horse. You know, I would get nowhere near that level of detail or crispness, you know, in those circles. And even on the horse's like straps and things, he's got like a little gem on his chest, which just looks so good. So good. You know, the bits of detail on his bow as well, just in there, is another thing that I would mess up, without a doubt. You know, and he's carried the pattern onto the other side of the model as well. You know, you've got the hair flowing over his knives and his arrows. And he just looks so cool. I can't wait to be able to use this model in a list that I need to make or dream up. But that's straight out of the Warg attack. scene, and it just looks amazing. And here he is, the Elf Prince from the Helm's Deep sculpts. This is one of my favourite leggy poses on foot. That and probably the Defenders of the West sculpt, where he's got his knife resting over his back. That's pretty cool as well. But again, Kev's done a sterling job on this. You know, you've got his brooch, those keen elf eyes, the crispness on the glaives, and you know, the light greens, the dark greens, the blue hidden in there. And let's just spin him round. You know, bow again on there. The armour plates, you know, is another thing that I like on here on his arms, just here. You know, it looks really cool, makes the model a bit more interesting. And then you've got the detail in the quiver. You know, a little hair tie in there for him to keep it all out of the way. His knives and a quiver full of arrows, which he never seems to be short of. And again, a nice looking base just to set the whole model off. Here we go, the last mounted model, another one of my faves. Legolas and Gimli on horse. Just look at these guys. What a great model. And the detail again in this, I just absolutely love it. I know you don't get much use out of this sort of model in game, but just for a display piece. The two friends up there on their high horse. You know, detailing the gloves, the horse here, you know, all the freckles on it, the bow, detail on the axes, Gimli's like little shin pad things. And Gimli's helmet as well. Let's look at the fine lines in there. If it will focus. There we go. Look at those lines in there. It just really sets this model off. And again, great piece of basing on this one. I'm not sure if he's got the gem on this one as well. Let's see if we can zoom in and have a look. Yeah, it is in there. Is it? Maybe it's just the bridle. But again, like the headpiece for the horse. You know, you got the eyes in there. There you go. You can see the freckles a little bit better there on this horse. And it is just beautiful. And I'm very proud to have this model in my collection. And now we'll go on to the last model of this army showcase. And there he is, off in the distance. My favourite character, Gimli, son of Gloin, who eventually becomes Lord of the Glittering Caves. I believe this is the Helm's Deep model. I'll just bring him a bit closer because you can't see anything there. Here he is. Absolutely love this character. And Kev's got him raised up on this base as well with these beautiful blue flowers, which I think really sets him off with this red that he's got in here. But again, detail with Kev. Look at that. Two different colours on the handle, patterns on his glaives, the pattern in that helmet, just the crispness of that yellow and silver in there. gold clips in his hair down the back. Move him back a little bit. You know, his other axe is on his hip. And again, just that face in there. Who wouldn't want this model? And let's move him back a little bit. Look at that. Just looks so good. Coming forward, chopping up some orcs, dealing out that damage that Gimli does best. And there we go, guys. My 3 Hunters and Gandalf the White army showcase. I hope you enjoyed it. I love showing off the models that Kev's painted for me. I'd love to know your feedback on how this went. And until the next time, thanks for watching and see you again.